our leader. Give it up for the head of Ultron, Greg Gutfeld!
Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. How you doing? All right.
The Dow Jones that day dropped not just significantly, not just by over 600 points, it dropped specifically by 666 points. It dropped by 666, the number of the beast. I mean, the number of the beast obviously exists in the Bible. It exists on Jared Kushner's Midtown office building. Number of the beast, Satan wrote 666 on its forehead.
It's true. Everyone throw holy water on your TVs. Satan is our president. So, President Trump had an idea. Let's have a parade. Why? Because, you idiots, parades are awesome.
President Trump has told top military brass he wants a military parade in Washington, D.C. Originally reported by the Washington Post, the demand from the president was apparently inspired by the Bastille Day parade he attended in France, which he was very impressed by.
France? Oh, my God. Notify the therapist. Call the comfort animals. He wants a parade. Of course, this is exactly the opposite of what the media wants.
Apparently wants, I don't know, missiles, tanks rolling down Pennsylvania Avenue.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
This is not about showcasing our military. This is about the president showing off. This is all about his ego.
Maybe the answer, Joe, is to just get Donald Trump a military uniform with epaulets on the shoulders and give him some salad dressing to put on the left lapel and let him march around and pretend to be General Patton.
That's right. Trump wants a military parade. So you're just going full dictator now.
You know, I like to use these when I go to parades for reasons I can't get into. But I think these whiners on cable TV could use this now. It's so strange to see so much hostility from people who are pretty much okay with any parade. We just had a parade for the Philadelphia Eagles, and they're not even birds. They're a bunch of liars. And yet we find military parades so off-putting. Now, I get the criticism. America doesn't need a parade touting our military might. We already know what we can do. And as a rule, I hate parades. Being short, all I see are sweaty butts. Actually sounds kind of great. Still, it's not Trump's opinion that's the problem. He's just showing genuine appreciation for our nation's fighting forces. No, it's actually the revulsion puked up by those shocked that someone would actually say this out loud. Yet they had no problem with other displays of attention-seeking activity.
Hopefully Congress will live up to the values of the American people who overwhelmingly support the Dreamers, which allow Maryland residents who are undocumented to pay in-state tuition. He introduced the bill in 2001, has spent most of his, however, without proper work authorization, that goal seems far-fetched. Just got word that the House historian confirms you have now set the record for the longest continuous speech in the House. You still have more. I thank all of you. I wanted to end.
She talked for 8 hours. In scientific circles, this is known as hell. Now, bottom line, unlike Pelosi's 8-hour screed that only pleased her friends, Trump was expressing an opinion that a lot of us have. And when the response to that is so out of whack, it almost makes you want to support the very thing he suggests, even when you don't agree with him. But anyway, anybody paying attention realizes that he's just a 70-year-old salesman from Queens who talks casually about anything. Yeah, sometimes he colors outside the lines with his words and can be pretty sloppy. But that's what you get when you elect your rich uncle who doesn't give a So now I want a military parade. I didn't want one before. I never wanted one, but now I want one. And you know what? I think we have the commercial.
Are you ready for a celebration of the greatest fighting force of all time? It's the All-American Military Parade Extravaganza. The Anile Celebration Palooza Apocalypse Sea-Bomb. The ultimate salute to the badasses of the American military. Featuring the back-to-back World War champs. This isn't your grandmother's military parade. It starts here and ends here. 6 days of non-stop awesomeness. No celebrities, no halftime, no bathrooms, no prisoners. Starring all the latest military might. Rockets made of smaller rockets, which are made of smaller rockets. A nuclear electric guitar that plays solos while blowing up evil tyrants' porta potties. The latest in invincible but invisible tanks. What, you can't see them? That's the point. And the most advanced prototype ever created, a fighter jet made of deadly piranha fish. Plus, don't miss the parade's Grand Marshal, the ghost of General Custer. So this November, get your butt to D.C. It's the All-American Military Parade Extravaganza!
Now wait. I realize this could be deeply offensive to some people. So we also came up with an alternative event for those who find a military parade too unsettling.
Are you offended by a parade honoring the military? Does a display of our military strength cause you deep emotional pain? Then maybe you should attend the Parade for Wimps. It's the only celebration guaranteed not to upset anyone, featuring a giant wall of hydrangeas. Unless you're allergic, then forget about it. And designated safe spaces on every corner. Held in every sanctuary city across the country. Plus, the first 1,000 people in attendance get a free comfort peacock. The Parade for Wimps is sponsored by the Spoken Word Poet Society, the Man Bun Brigade, and the Association of Grown-Ass Men Who Prefer Flavored Coffee. The Parade for Wimps. It's for wimps. Be there. Unless you can't make it, then be sure to sign our petition banning gender-specific pronouns.
Good job. All right. I like that. The fact is, if Trump is president and you still take everything he says literally, you're nuts. You're like one of those Japanese soldiers on a remote island who still thinks World War II is being fought. No, the war is over. Trump won.
Period.
All right. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's as truthful as he is youthful. The YouTube sensation sweeping the nation, creator and host of The Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. She's so smart, all of her teeth are wisdom teeth. Attorney Emily Compagno. She's witty, snitty, and lives with a kitty. It's National Review reporter Kat Timpf. Oh, Kat Timpf. And a volcano is his foot bath. Former bodyguard, massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right. Dave, I think I know what I am. I'm a shallow human being. I don't have any real beliefs about a parade or not. But when people get angry about something, then I choose the opposite. Isn't that what Trump does?
Greg, I don't want to start the show with the criticism, but you just played that thing of Nancy Pelosi, and you had a package of Depends there, and you didn't make a joke.
I know. You know, I missed it.
That's an aside. As far as you know, the parades. I mean, people say that Trump is anti-gay, and yet he wants to put on a parade. Anyone who has ever participated in or even attended a parade is gay. You're gay. That's how it works. Doesn't matter what kind of parade, you are automatically gay. So to me, this is a great outreach to the LGBT community by the president.
That is a very unique perspective, Dave.
I try. Can I borrow one of those Depends, by the way?
Yes, you can. By the way, Dave's husband's name is Dave, which must be confusing.
It's works for me.
That's very good. Well, monogram towels, very easy.
Yeah.
All right, Emily, parade, no parade. What are your thoughts?
I come from a military family, and my greatest honor remains doing a USO tour in Iraq and Kuwait. But my biggest issue with this is that this is just one more polarizing issue where the left runs to their side, and and it becomes this debate where all of a sudden we're talking about that, and the real issue is being ignored, which is that we've essentially been at war for almost 20 years without consistent funding and without basically the defense officials' list being responded to for modernization and maintenance and training. And our service members are dying non-combat deaths because of it. So to me, the travesty is that lawmakers are pulling these magic minutes and shutting down the government as political strategy, and they're not addressing the fact that our military service members need funding and help, and not, the parade aside. Like, that's just clouding the issue to me.
Very serious, responsible answer from Emily. Makes me feel kind of guilty about my silly monologue. Can we cut this whole show and just remove what I just said? You know, Kat, Rob O'Neill, he claims to have killed Osama bin Laden, though we don't have proof. I kid, Rob, don't kill me. What did he say? He has a tweet, and he said, a military parade is third world. We prepare, we deter, we fight, stop this conversation. As I said before, I don't know if he's the expert on this. You know, I think I am more of an expert.
Yeah,
he's a SEAL, I'm a talk show host.
You know, I've got to say, I honestly have, anytime I've been at a parade, the only thing that I've ever been excited thinking about was the fact that it eventually will be over and I will get to go home.
Yes.
It's either sweaty or cold, and everyone around you is having a great time, and you're really not, and it's like a microcosm for your life, and you're just like, what am I doing here? But I think parade, no parade, I forgot to get mad about the parade or excited for the parade. I really don't care either way.
You know what drives me crazy about parades? Little kids who get to ride on their parents' neck so they get a good view. If I do that as an adult, it's like people. I get arrested if I climb up on.
The answer is no.
You know.
Yeah, that's where it's going. You know where it's going. No.
You wouldn't even know it was there.
No, it's not even that. It's not so much he's on my shoulders, it's the conversation. Can you hear me? Are my thighs on your ears too tight? I don't want to hear it. No.
No.
You guys do have a little master blaster from Beyond the Thunderdome.
Yeah. And what you call, and how did that end up? Big guy died. Yeah, I'm good.
Didn't end well for you either.
No, it didn't. But, you know, it was just a movie, I think. I don't know. What about you, Tyrus?
You know what? I love it. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you why. I was, the Super Bowl happened, and the one thing that struck me was the parade he was talking about in France. When you see the highlights of that, was it tanks and missiles, or was it military people marching and showing their love for, and the people were love for the military? One, I think that's great. He didn't say anything about tanks and missiles. That wasn't the thing, and you can't even bring them on the Washington streets anyways. But to give them a day, he should take this a step further. He should make this a decree. He should make this a holiday, to where, just like the NFL athletes, the baseball athletes, they all get their day at the White House. Why not every year we bring in these guys, the people that are transferring out, that are coming home, to a parade that celebrates them, and then they go to the White House and they take pictures. Thank you for your service and protecting all this stuff. I think parade was the wrong word. It was the absolutely wrong word. But why not give them their day? I think it's great. I love it.
I'm against that completely. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I wouldn't take such a stance.
We should MC it. We can sit up there and you can sit on my shoulders for that. I'll do that.
That would be nice. I will say this. You know, these issues, I feel like I'm in an amusement park that never closes with Trump. You know, there are no lines, so every day is another ride that you're on, and it's just like I'm nauseous and my head hurts, but I keep jumping on the rides.
Well, it's like crazy to me that they don't get the trolling. He is the master troll of all time. It's like at the State of the Union, he literally talked about the lowest black unemployment of all time, and they wouldn't applaud that.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? So then it's now we won't applaud the military parade.
Yeah, that's what he does. He sets it up. If they don't applaud this, they look really bad. And that's what he does. It's hilarious. I think, though, at 2024, when he's gone, we need a Sunday morning president, because this is the Saturday night president. You know when you listen to really loud music Saturday night, and then Sunday morning you got to play like Coldplay?
No.
We need a Coldplay president. 2024. Up next, maybe it's Chris Martin. Nobody knows who he is. What are the global economic ramifications of the chaotic stock market? Who knows? We're not doing that topic. But Omarosa's on Celebrity Big Brother. Yay! Now I can die happy. Like a bad rash you got on spring break in the late 1990s. Omarosa is back. Just weeks after leaving the White House, America's drama queen popped up on Celebrity, Big Brother, which is weird. Remember back in December when she said she had much loftier goals? She was asked what her next steps were now that she was no longer at the Trump table. Roll it, Sven.
No longer at the table, but still engaged and involved in advancing this country, still making sure that I'm fighting for my community and fighting for issues that are a passion to me, and remarkably trying to do that and be certain that I am remembered as somebody who's committed to advancing this country.
Yeah, nothing says advancing this country like a stint on Celebrity Big Brother. I guess doing my show solves world hunger. Let's all watch as Omarosa advances the country.
I was haunted by tweets every single day. Like, what is he going to tweet next?
Does anybody say to him, what are you doing?
I mean, I tried to be that person, and then all of the people around him attacked me.
I thought this was the celebrity version of Big Brother. Who are these people? First of all, Omarosa. I'm like, who is that other guy? You're not the only one haunted by his tweets. Second, you're not advancing the country. You're not even advancing your career. And finally, thank God you're out of the White House. Period. Let's throw that in there. All right. Kat, I have a feeling that Celebrity Big Brother could be in your future. I don't know when, though.
I was just thinking that.
Yes.
When this is all over, at least I'll have something.
Yes. And you can dish about your time at the GG show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I just hope that Omarosa knows the only thing she is really good at is getting people to hate her.
Yes.
She's not on reality TV because she's so beloved. She's on reality TV so the rest of us can, sit at home having a bad day. They're like, my dog just died, my foot fell off, whatever. But at least I'm not Omarosa.
Do you know what, Tyrus? To her point, isn't she like an old school pro wrestler? Like the type that,
first of all, no.
Embracing
Is
the
Black
bad
History
guy.
Month as bad enough I gotta talk about her on my month, and then you're gonna compare her to me?
No, the bad guy.
Hell no.
The bad guy.
No.
Wait, is this reclining?
When I get upset, I go to sleep. I ain't talking about... You can talk to me about that person in March. It's February. You're not ruining my Black History Month talking about Omarosa's dumbass. No. Do I need to whisper? Greg, I don't want to talk about it. Horrible.
You have reclined the question.
I'm ducking. She has absolutely no talent. She's horrible. She's rotten, and she's ruining my Black History Month. No. No further questions.
All right, Emily. This is kind of her life's work, isn't it? To infiltrate, do a terrible job, and then move on.
I feel like everything has already been said here. There's not much for me to add to it. Clearly, it's attention-seeking behavior. Just not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, that's what I do.
But I'll leave it at that. I think we'd all, as I continue to, we will all breathe a collective sigh of relief when there's silence coming from that corner.
That'll never happen, Dave. I think she worries about Trump's tweets. Her life is one endless tweet, right?
Yeah,
With no character.
I'm with you. This whole thing, I feel like we're just in Trump's dream at this point.
Yes.
Like, all of us are just there. And it's like, at this point, you either have to just become a crazy person like an MSNBC host, or you kind of go with it. And it's like, well, all right, one day, Gary Busey will be Secretary of Defense, and we'll see what happens. We'll see.
That would be my dream.
That would be.
I was looking at that, and there was, do you remember Ross the intern? Was he on the Tonight Show? That's him. That's the guy, and he has got a very high-pitched voice. Yeah. It drives me crazy. You're more of a celebrity, Dave, than he is. This is what she was born for, I think.
Yeah. Thank you for telling me I'm more of a celebrity than the guy you never heard of.
Yes. Would you ever do? What would be your price tag? If you were doing, how much money would you do Celebrity Big Brother for?
I just don't think I could ever speak the way Omarosa speaks, that inauthentic. Anyone that's telling you how authentic they are.
Yeah.
I'd do it just to have people to hang out with all the time.
Yeah. You are lonely. The thing is, though, if you do that show, your life is over. Nothing really ever happens after Celebrity Big Brother. I think. Well, do I have any exceptions on that one?
No, you can't even get on a porn movie after that.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
And thank God for that, because I don't want to see any of them on a porn movie. Not that I watch porn, America. Porn's a sick, deviant practice. Although, if you have any stuff lying around that you'd like to send. You don't need anymore. Coming up, the grievance police cancels your kid's school play and the father-daughter dance. And probably Wednesdays, because why not? They ruined her day over a play. A New York high school, they have them there, has canceled a production of The Hunchback of Notre Dame after student activists complained that the lead role went to a white girl. The group said although the girl cast as Esmeralda was a stellar actor and singer, she was the, quote, epitome of whiteness. Adding, quote, at best, this is cultural appropriation. At worst, it is whitewashing, a racist casting practice which has its roots in minstrelsy. Never heard of it? I don't know. Meanwhile, another New York school has canceled its father-daughter dance due to new gender rules. School officials cited a state mandate to eliminate gender-based activities, explaining, quote, father-daughter dances inherently leave people out, not just because of transgender status, just life in general. These can be really uncomfortable and triggering events. Well, thanks, social justice warriors, for ruining yet another harmless thing. What do you guys do for fun? Seriously, I have no idea. So I sent a camera to film social justice warriors having fun.
Well, this was fun. Same time next week?
Yeah. A rowdy bunch. Emily, the stuff, it seems like their chief target in all of this, the underlying chief target, is if other people are having fun that you don't like, they can't have fun. That's what it feels like.
Yes, and that any decision made anywhere will become the subject of an attack,
right,
apparently, from the extreme left. I would like to call everyone's attention to another father-daughter dance in northern Illinois that's happening on Wednesday, where a 5-year-old kindergartner whose father was an Army soldier and died in a non-combat accident, she is being taken to the dance by an Army National Guardsman, and they are being escorted by a Veterans Motorcycle Club and the police and firefighting. So I would love for that to get some attention, because that's the kind of father-daughter dance that I would like.
Oh, Emily. Yeah. Oh, he's bringing it.
I'm sorry.
Dave, I doubt you have an anecdote as wonderful as that. I will say this, though.
No, I don't.
Well, the thing about Hunchback is that they didn't find an actual They didn't find an actual hunchback. Hey, America, I have a head injury. I'm saying, do you need to find an actual hunchback for the Hunchback of Notre Dame?
If you ever do a spin-off of this show, America, I Have a Head Injury, would be a good title.
Yes.
Well, first off, that happened in Ithaca, New York. I spoke in Ithaca last night.
That's right.
At Ithaca College, and I kid you not, I went to the urinal, and in front of the urinal, there was a sign for environmental justice. It just never stopped.
Did it piss you off?
Wow.
I still got it. Even with my head injury.
Despite the head injury.
Despite the head injury.
I'm pretty sure it was the head injury that did that one, actually. But yes, these people want to suck the life and fun out of everything. If anyone is happy, if anyone is successful, if anyone is different, actually, because they want us all to be dumbed down into this conformist, collectivist nonsense, and we have to fight it, Greg. It is our job.
It is. It is. Tyrus, I'm trying to figure out, like, what do people our age who are into this stuff do for fun? Do they bowl?
So what's the our age range now?
We're both
60 and 20. That's our age.
We're both entering our 30 plus
let's focus on something on my shoulders. The thing, and it's Black History Month, and the fact that she was the best actress for that part. Shame on them. I mean, so you're going to put, I'm just saying that this would bother me, whether she was, whatever her color was. If that was the reason why you took her out, shame on you. Like, that's ridiculous. And the fact, whoever's filling those shoes should not, I would not, if they were like, hey, we're cutting the other big white guy because he's too white, we're putting you in, I wouldn't do it. Because I'm saying that's okay, so it's only a matter of time before they switch it. So racism in any form, it's 2018. It's not okay. And the second thing, as far as the daddy-daughter picnic, I had to go through father-son picnics.
Yeah.
And, like, if it wasn't for, like, my mom's newest boyfriend, and that was awkward. because we usually met in the morning on his way out. So I was like, you know what this is real talk. You know what that's like at a picnic? What was your name again? George. Okay, Tyrus. All right, buddy. So that's how, I mean, that's how you meet new people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's what my mom said. Listen, everybody goes to the father-son stuff with the same old guy. You have a different guy every time. So you're meeting new people. So, you know, keep it, you know.
That's good. I don't have anything to respond to that. Again, head injury. Kat, what would the world look like if we were just to surrender to all of the social justice demands? Like so it would be a top-down equality of outcome world where nobody can do other things. What would that be like?
Well, so they're canceling the play.
Yeah.
And they're canceling the quality father-daughter time.
Yeah.
Why don't they just hand these kids a bunch of drugs? Just give them all the drugs. I mean, seriously, they gotta have activities. There would be no activities because everyone is different and we all have different life circumstances and also things that we're better at and worse at. Not everyone can be included in everything. It's just not possible because of how different that we are, which means there would just be no activities.
Yeah, that's true. There'd be nothing, which actually I do nothing, so I'd be okay with it.
But I feel like that's their message. If anyone who watched the Super Bowl, literally every commercial was just this bleeding heart, super left. We're all the same. We're all this. We do, like, everything's the same. We have to all do everything together. Just in my family, hell no. I wouldn't let my brother sit in this chair. I would lose my job. He's dumb as hell. I love him, but he's dumb. You know what I'm saying? We're not all equal. We all have, it's what we do with the things that are put in front of us.
Yeah, good point.
Some of us start 10 yards back, some of us a little bit further, but it's what you do with the things that you're given in life that makes you who you are, not somebody telling you, hey, you guys are all going to go together.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
I hope your
it's a
brother
bad
wasn't
message.
watching.
Oh, he doesn't have cable. We're good.
All right, still to come. Remember Lady Doritos? We look back fondly on something that never actually happened. Doritos flips on the lady chips. Pepsi CEO Indra Nooyi said on Tuesday there were no plans to develop a line of Doritos designed for women, hoping to put out the 7-alarm dumpster fire she started a day earlier when she hinted that Doritos was working on a chip that wouldn't crunch loudly and wouldn't be messy because she said women don't like to lick their fingers and tip the bag back like men do. Don't I know it? Let's pause and listen to the outrage.
A bad idea to ruin good chips. We are talking about the Lady Dorito.
What do you think? Do we need a special cleaner way to eat Doritos?
Never change Doritos.
Doritos is reportedly looking into launching a so-called lady-friendly chip that doesn't crunch as loudly. Because there's no more appropriate snack for the Me Too era than a chip that tells women to be quiet.
Which reminds me, how about that other affront that the Iranian police caused when they arrested women protesting the nation's law that forces ladies to wear a headscarf? To that outrage. So, let's have some priorities here. If we're going to be outraged about snacks, shouldn't we also throw a little shade at a nation that treats women that badly? The bottom line, if you're pissed off about chips and not about Iran, you're what's called, in medical terms, a flaming bozo. Right, ferocious guard dog? Some ferocious... I should look at these videos before I throw to them. Hey. All right, Kat. Market research. This is designed to find out what people like. So they actually interview people and they find out trends. And somehow, maybe women said they want quieter food. Why is that the fault of Doritos? I don't get it.
Why would you want a quieter, non-crunchy chip? What are they going to do, soak them in water? They're going to come in like a little pouch with like a little Go-Gurt with a little pink spoon attached to it. You just eat the Dorito-flavored paste so that way you can have a husband? What the hell? The thing that confuses me the most about this story is they're saying, no, just kidding, no, we're not. That was never going to happen. Well, so was this lady just hallucinating it then? Did she just imagine?
No,
Chief executive of a company? I thought I was in a meeting where we were talking about Lady Doritos, but I guess I was just at the gym. This whole story is banana land.
You know what? It is banana land.
Yeah.
You know, and by the way, they're supposed to be called Doritos. I took
Did you write
Spanish.
that one down to make sure you remembered it?
Yeah,
Greg?
I did.
That's what
I wrote it down on my piece.
And he underlined it.
And I underlined it twice, one on top and one on the bottom.
Yeah.
Shut up, everybody. All right, Emily, you are a woman and I believe a prosecutor.
No.
I know. I just remember from last time. Men, I've noticed, really do like messy foods. They're always in these food contests, trying to shove crap down their gullets. You don't see a lot of women doing that. Is that a gender difference or my own narrow-mindedness?
A female just won an eating competition.
Yes.
I forget what she ate. She was the 5th year in a row she's won.
Bonbons. She was eating bonbons.
Quit while you're ahead. I will say, I find this, alleged marketing effort odd, too, because it's in complete juxtaposition from the Carl's Jr. ad campaign, where it always had the girls in bikinis with the messiest burger ever, and it was
Kate Upton. I think it was Kate Upton eating the burger.
There were so many. So what about that? And then again, of course, the outrage over it. We're hearing nothing about the Yazidi women being taken hostage and used as sex slave by ISIS, or Saudi Arabia that recently opened up 140 government jobs for which they had over 100,000 applicants, because that country is ranked as the most gender inequality on the planet, and they have one of the highest female unemployment rates. And instead, I'm getting told every time I walk down the street in Seattle what a certain hat represents and what the name of it is, right? So, yeah, that faux outrage is really frustrating.
I want a crunchy chip!
Tyrus?
Yes.
Was this Doritos outrage?
Oh, yeah, I'm furious. I can't believe it.
Yes.
You know, one thing real quick, and before I do it, hashtag me too, it was hot dogs, hashtag not me. The food in the competition. So it was a sexist, I said that. And the second thing, I have, believe this or not, I've had a chip or two in my day. And anytime I've ever had an issue with crunching chips in a bag, it's typically because I've done something else. And she's staring at me while I'm eating chips, acting like I don't know that I'm in trouble. And then I'll hear, you gonna sit there eating them loud chips? Is it the chip?
Yes.
Or is it that I forgot the anniversary? Which one is it? Because I can put the bag of chips away, but I can't get the week back. So it's always been something else. I've never been around someone who, like, I love her to death, but the chip she's eating is just too chippy. I mean, no, you got nothing else to do with your time?
Yeah, it's
your
true.
Crunchy chips.
Although, Dave, I go back to this market research. People do that to make money, so they're not going to make something up, right?
Well, first off, the Doritos, they like perfected that ability to make you want something more once you have one.
That's true.
Have you ever just taken a bag of Cool Ranch Doritos and just licked that stuff?
Oh my God!
You will trip like you're on LSD.
It is amazing. It is, it's as good as any drug you can find.
And you've done stuff.
I've done stuff. I have. I've licked a lot of plants in the desert. Licked a lot of plants in the desert. Don't know what that means anymore, but
I think it's frogs.
It's frogs.
It's frogs that you lick.
That explains when I licked that cactus. It's a bad idea. I hope it was a cactus. Anyway, good point. Lost my train of thought. All right, still to come. Elon Musk sends his car into space. We discuss Musk after dusk. He's the new face of outer space. Elon Musk's Spacex launched its largest rocket yet, the Falcon Heavy rocket. I think I bought one of those at a sex shop, which can send payloads twice as heavy as other current rockets. And like back issues of Swank, the boosters are reusable. Pretty cool, if you ask me. My opinion, Elon Musk is the Donald Trump of space. He gets his name out there, he dates actresses and models, and he doesn't text as much as Trump, that's true. But the guy sent his Tesla into space. He sent his own car. That's kind of a Trump move. So thanks, Elon. This week you helped make outer space great again. And word has it that we've already made contact with aliens.
Fox News ain't got nothing on me. Although I think you should know, my mother, who thinks Fox News is real, is not speaking to me because she's in love with Tucker Carlson.
Who isn't, by the way? Emily Theory, a lot of people are saying that Musk committed the perfect murder. He sent a body into space in that car, and no one will ever see it. So I'm thinking that once this becomes easy, this is where people are going to dump bodies. Like, it's, you know, they're going to take, like, Jimmy Hoffa is not going to be buried under a stadium. You're just going to shoot Jimmy Hoffa into space. Like, all the people are just going to be disappearing every day. We won't know what to do.
Honestly, I was hoping it was Hillary.
Oh, delivering the red meat.
I am not party to this crime planning here. Look, I'm a space geek. I love NASA, and I just think it was really sweet and cute that NASA put out that public statement saying, basically, we congratulate and recognize anyone who puts anything into space. I thought that was sweet. But yeah, I mean, there probably is a body in the trunk.
Yeah, there you go. I put a lot of things into space, Tyrus, but not in that space.
I'm not answering that question. You know what? I just got back from the gym, and I was able to watch that live, and it brought back a lot of memories when I was a kid at school. We used to, like, they would stop, and we'd go in the classroom, and they'd bring out that ugly TV, and you got to watch the rocket go up. But that was a great part of America, was to grow up and see those things. So I was excited to see that. And I took the NASA thing as more of like a, kind of like a, hey, how's my new girlfriend kind of thing. I hope you guys are happy. You know, like I'd like to see them get together. I'd like to see our space program grow, because I think whenever we have positive things like that in this country that shows our technology, that shows our scientific greatness and things like that, it just kind of spreads everywhere. It also inspires kids to be, hey, maybe I don't want to be a YouTube star anymore. Maybe I want to be a rocket scientist. So all around, I thought it was great. And I don't think there was a body in the trunk. I'm pretty sure it was in the astronaut suit.
Okay. All right. What do you think, Dave?
Well, not to say anything there's wrong with YouTube stars.
Yes, that's true.
But when you're 3, I have a 3-year-old at home who tells me, please send your comments to Georgie.com. I'm not, what? Because all she does is watch kids' YouTube. So she tells me all the time to send my comments to her instead of correcting her. Just send your comments to me. Be a space girl, please, not a YouTube star. But
yeah, I mean, all of this, it's just, we're watching the end of times, basically. You know what I mean? Like, we're sending cars around with robots in them. You know, rich people are doing, it's like, how much more? What's next?
I don't know what's I don't know where this is going, but if we get, like I've said this, if we have robot space overlords, I'm a traitor. I'm immediately, I'm in. I'm just going, okay, I'm with you guys. I'll point you to the humans. Yeah. Because I want to be with the robots. Yeah. Robots understand me. They understand that I have no heart. You know, Kat.
Yeah, so it sounds like somebody invested in the sex bot.
Yes, yes. I mean, I've got some money in there. Anyway, I think. I don't know. No comment. Kat. He gets subsidies from the government, doesn't he? Doesn't Elon Musk get money from that?
Is that my question?
Maybe. It could be. But you could add another comment on top if you like. This is a free-form show.
It is a free-form show. I don't know. I just kind of feel bad about the car.
Yes.
So, like, was that his car that he was driving around, and then he just decided he didn't want it anymore?
I guess so.
But wouldn't it be, like, a lot of hard work to clean the car out for space, or do you just leave all his stuff in there? And I just kind of can't wrap my head around why you'd want to do that.
Yeah.
You can't drive it if it's in space.
Well, you know what? And also, he can't sell it either.
Yeah, you can't sell it. I want to be that rich where I'm just firing off all my vehicles into space. Don't need that one. I'm going to fire it. Why? Because I want to watch it go to space.
Yeah, exactly. By the way, that could solve the parking crisis in New York. If you can just shoot it a few hundred feet in space. It just hovers up there. Like I don't know, like a thing that hovers or hovers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hovers is not a word, is it? It's not a word.
Head injury.
All right, head injury. This is the special head injury episode. We are taping this, right? This isn't a dream I'm having. Maybe this isn't a show at all. Maybe I've never had a show. Anyway, don't go anywhere. Time is money, and I'm not making any sense. All right, final thoughts, Dave.
Watch my show, people, youtube.com/Rubin Report. I've had amazing guests, and I've also had Greg Gutfeld.
Oh, that was unfair. Boo, boo. All right, it's a great podcast. Emily.
Thank you for having me on tonight, Greg. You can follow me on @EmilyCompagno at Twitter or my website, emilycompagno.com.
Very good. Tyrus?
I've been reading a lot of deep stuff lately, and I've come up with that life is short, death is sure, live accordingly.
Very good. All right, Kat, last word. Make it good.
This zit on my chin has lasted longer than most of my relationships.
On that note, I want to thank Dave Rubin, Emily Compagno, Katherine, Tyrus, studio audience. I'm Greg Gutfeld. I love you, America. Love you. Love you.